Hi, welcome to this course on Python, and in this video we shall be talking about file handling in Python. Now what exactly is file handling? As the name suggests, file handling, that means the way we handle files in Python. Now file handling is an important part of web application. There are various operations inside file handling: creating a file, reading a file, writing a file, updating a file, deleting a file. Right? Now all these operations we will be studying in this class. Let's get started. So I already have this Jupyter notebook ready. The basic functions and methods are open, read and close. Open basically means to open a file. Read means to read a file, and close means the closing the file. So when you open a file, normally what happens in Python is a session is created in Python, and that session is active till you call the dot close method. So we'll talk about the good practices for sure. So let's get started with the basic concepts of opening a file and reading a file. So for this exercise, I have already created a test file which is hello world. My name is Satyajit Patnaik. Welcome to the Python course. This is the text file that I have created. Let's try to read the file. So I have defined a variable called as file. I'm calling my open. You can see the first one, the first basic option. I'm calling the open. Test.txt, I'm passing the same file name. And then I will pass the mode. Let's say I'm passing R. R means I'm going to read it. So there are multiple permissions. If you want to know about the various permissions, file level permissions, you can go through it. There are three permissions majorly. One is read, write and execute. Right? Read, write, execute permissions. Python. Let's see that. So there is, it has nothing to do with Python. Basically it's a general concept. We generally have three roles when it comes to files: reading, writing and executing. Reading means you just want to read it. If you are using the read operation and you want to write something, it will fail because your file has only read permissions. If you have write permissions, then you can write over it. Right? Very simple logic. So here I'm calling my file name test.txt and I'm passing R. What I will do is I'll run through all the lines. Let's say I have read my file and my file has multiple lines. How can we parse those lines? Using a for loop. So what I will do is for line in file, print line. Let's try to do this, and you can see we have hello world. My name is Satyajit Patnaik. Welcome to my Python course. Instead of this one, let's say you want to just print file of, sorry, my bad, file of 0. File of 0 is not working. Object is not subscriptable. So this does not work. If we wanted to print of file of 0, will this work? No, this will not work. So only when you access through the file using your for loops, then only you will be able to read it. My bad, for line in, what's wrong? Okay, so this is how you print your lines. Our next target is to use the file.read option. Similarly, I will just copy paste this line and I will pass it, and then after passing it I will do print file.read. You can see when I'm passing the file.read, I'm automatically getting the context. Hello world, my name is Satyajit Patnaik. Welcome to my Python course. Simple. So using your read operation, you can easily do it. See, on the first task is to open the file. So you have a text file, only when you open it, then only you will be able to read it. You cannot read it directly, right? You cannot simply pass read of test.txt. Doesn't work that way, right? Read is not defined. What do you read? You have to read a file. So something dot read, and what is that something? That something is open that file in a specific permission. Okay, after that what I will do is I'll also try to show you some other operations. Let's say instead of file dot read, I'm passing a number. Let's say I'm passing 5. What it will return? Will it return the 5 lines, or will it return 5 characters? So this basically will return 5 characters. If you want to pass 50, it will return 50 characters. From here till 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say we are done doing it for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Simple, including spaces. Of course, space is also a character. So in case you are not passing anything, that means it will read the entire file. In case you are passing a number, it will read the specific number of elements. Simple. Apart from that, there is also one more method called as read line. Instead of this, I will do read line. Now what read line is doing? Read line is reading the first line. What is file dot read line in Python? Read line method returns one line from the file, the first line. Okay. What if I will pass some number to it? It's all about hit and try. Let's say I'm passing my number 2. Of course, read line or read, whichever function or whichever method you use, if you are passing numbers, that means it will only be printing the same set of elements. Let's say I'm passing 50. It will only print 50 characters from the first line. That's it. This is the difference between read line and read. Read will give you 50 characters from the entire file, but read line itself is reading only the first line. From the first line, it will find the 50 characters. It will not throw you an error. So this is the difference between your read line and read. And this is how you read your file. Now, after reading a file, our next target is writing a file. How can we write a file? Let's say I'm using the same file equals to open test.txt, but instead of R, I will pass write. Okay. After that, what I will do is I will do file.write. I will pass this is a write operation. And I will also add hello, thanks for joining this program. Do well, the output is 39. What exactly is this 39? We'll talk about it. Let's say I am printing print file.read. So here you have already opened the file. You have the file instance in this file object. Now just make sure that just focus on this one. You have used write operation. So dot write will work. If you don't use the write operation, dot write will fail. Will dot read work? Well, let's see. Dot read will fail. Why? Because unsupported operation, not readable, because it's not readable. But what if I pass like this? What if I pass like this? Not writable. So unsupported operation, not writable. So if you want to read, then use the R function. If you want to write, then use the write function, and then save it, close it, and then call another instance and then call it as a write operation. That works. Okay. So read operation is failing because the file is not readable. We'll do the same thing here. I will open the file in write operation, and then I will call the exact piece of lines here. Done. And then I will close it. Close. And then I want to again open it using my write operation, sorry, my read operation, and then I will call my file.read. Now this will solve the problem. This is a write operation. Hello, thanks for joining this program. Okay, now it is printing in the same line because I'm just writing it. So whenever you write a line and then you want to go back to the next line, you have to pass some /n parameter, which we will see. But this is a logically this is the way what we need to do. We need to write, while writing, close the session after writing. After you have closed it, then read the same file using your read operation, and then you will be able to see the records. Let's say you can see my file has been appended with the latest data. Right now, let's try to see another option. There is another option, we'll talk about it. I will just convert into markdown. Append operation. Okay, what exactly is append operation? Instead of my R or W, what I will do now is I'm going to use another option called as A. Test.txt A, and then instead of this I will just copy paste this line. This is a write operation. Okay, let's say instead of this with okay. Now if you want to write, you have written it, and then file equals to open of test.txt as read operation, sorry, and then for line in file print something is wrong. Okay, file equals to, so my bad. Okay, and then you can see this is a write operation. Initially it was like this is a write operation. Hello, thanks for joining this program. Right now you can see another line has been appended. So when I'm using a operation, that means I'm already be able to append some records to it. Okay, so appending works. This is a write operation. Another thing is what else do we have to do? Okay, I'll also talk about the /n operation. Okay, let's say we'll talk about this one. /n operation. Okay, very simple thing. Let's say I'm calling the same thing, file.write something something. This is a write operation, and hello, thanks for joining. And then let's say I will do my close operation dot close, and then I will read it. So if I do this, you can see this is in a same line, right? How to get rid of this one? You can simply pass file dot write /n. Now if you do this, you can see it has come to another line. So that is the reason we use /n operation. Okay, /n basically takes the cursor from one line, the end of one line, to another line. Okay, apart from A, we also have another option called as A plus. So let's try to see what exactly is A plus. Let's say with open test.txt, I'll pass A plus file.write /n file.write this write option. Okay, not writable because okay, this is not writable. Why it is not writable? Okay, because of this one. Okay, let's try to run this again. Okay, I have done a close and then I will run this input output operation on closed file. Okay, so a plus is not working here. Let's try to change it to this one. Okay, not writable. What's wrong with this one? Oh, my bad. As file. Okay, this is working and then I will just copy paste this one. You can see this is a write operation and then hello, thanks for joining this program. This is a write operation and then again we have appended. This is a write operation. So this was the previous text and now we have also appended this one. So a plus can also be used as an appending operation. But if you ask me, is file handling that important? Well, when it comes to traditional Python programming, yes, it will be important. But when it comes to data science and analytics, because as you have joined this program, your next task is to master Python and then get into data science and analytics, right? And then use Python as a programming language for data science. Now, when it comes to data science, there are various other libraries which makes our life even easier, because there is a library called as pandas using which you can easily read your files and then perform your analysis activities. For an example, I'll talk about this CSV file. Do we have a CSV file? Okay, churn modeling.csv, right? I'll create a markdown reading files using pandas library. So however, we have a detailed video on pandas coming up in this course. Import pandas as pd. So I have just imported pandas. pd.read.csv. There is a method called as pandas read csv, which basically reads csv files. We also have read underscore txt and we also have read underscore excel. Okay, so there are multiple things. So let me do this. My data frame is ready. df.head, your file is read. You are able to access the file, and then if you want to do some activities, you can do it. So all these things will be covered in details. All these things will be covered in details in the upcoming classes, but what I'm trying to say is there are libraries which makes our life easier, so we don't really, we don't really use file handling concepts, but sometimes we use it, but most of the times we don't. So that's all about file handling. In case you understood it, please try to practice more and more use cases. Try to have txt files, read it, append it, write it, and that's all about this particular exercise. In the next video we shall be talking about exception handling, and there are some left out topics as well, and then we'll jump into the Python for data science. Stay tuned. Bye bye.